So about the quality of the prints. So this was one of my first prints. This is the adapter for the spools, and it was done with a 0.4 nozzle. Let's see if I can get it closer and zoomed in. So this is the underside, as you see, of the textured bed. It comes standard, so that is of course visible. That's no problem at all. It's just fine. I had a little brim, so to print, I know it's not needed, but it's easier just to set up with a little brim many times, and they're good for testing anyway. So here you see the structure, which is the 0.4 nozzle. It's quite consistent, there's no problem with that. And it's not real effect, of course. This is just, here you see the seam getting in there, which is normal. I could make it hide probably better, but I don't know the slicer that well yet. So this is basically the basic settings and just a little bit change for the filament, and that's all. So I think it's basically okay. Also with the overhangs it has here in the lettering, you see it, but it's not a problem in the case. So I zoomed in a little bit more than I think it was. Okay, so you can see it. It's visible there, but it was a pretty fast print and with PLA. And then I move to this one. This of course directly in bed G. I think there's no PLA going much to this printer anymore, at least not normally. So here you see a little bit of the structure, which is kind of normal to see. This is free see-through. Also this is for another print. This is for the printers like the Sidewinder in this case, and is based on a print that I had for years now, and it's from SVD 3D. I downloaded it and changed it in Fusion a little bit to fit my needs better. I did that at the time, so that's years ago. And the basic is just for the cooling, and then of course cool from all the sides. You see the quality is quite okay. I think this must be still have been the 0.4 nozzle on it. Yes, you see it's 0.4 nozzle. You still see some of the structure in it, and it was basically also testing if this filament is all was of course not even a new filament, so it was maybe a bit wet already, so not the highest quality, but okay. No enclosure at that time. And then I went to the 0.25 nozzle. Yes, this must be coming there also. This was, as you can see, this is a holder for this small printer that I repaired. And I made the supports already in Fusion because I could not find any other way of doing this. An easy way to get all the supports out and a bit less supports and just shorter times. As you can see, this is quite good quality for a 0.25 nozzle. I guess you can see it. There's no problem here. It's just very good. You can hardly see that 3D printed, so I like it very much. Here you can see, of course, this overhangs. There's no support in the holes, so I think that went pretty good. And this is these are 1 millimeters round circles, and that are just extruded all the way there, and it's just working as a good support, and I can just cut them off easily, much easier than all the other supports that Orca is offering. even with painting and things like that. Maybe I can find a better settings for that in the slicer, but I think it's easier, especially if you need to print more than one of these. So this is the other second one. This is in black. As you can see, also Patty just change the filament quite easily. Just press the button, or when the spool runs out, it's automatically changed the next. So that's a really good for this printer. As you can see, the quality is quite okay. No problems there. It was not too slow. I don't like the Z-hop that's happening all the time because it's quite noisy. You see a little bit of ringing coming in the print. So that's not perfect, but it is of course also filament settings, because now I run two different filament and I have now a sharp light on it, so you can see a little bit of detail. So here's if you look really close, it's not a problem because it's a functional part. But okay. Oh. Same for this one. I think it's just the same setting. That's a good easy thing of this one. You just press continue and you got the second print. And here some of the supports have already been broken away. Not on all the ones. Here you see there's quite an overhang here. I don't know. Yes, I got them here as well. So I should have put a bit more support here probably if you want to have a good view. But it's no problem because it's just a functional part to repair a printer. Then here you got a box. It was also a very old design that I changed a little bit for the Pi Zero that I made maybe 8 years ago, something like that. So first time I printed it on the Sidewinder and now just printed it out new also in Patty with the 0.25 nozzle. As you see, a little bit of the 3D printing structure is visible here. I think this is normal for correct side printer, so there's not a big problem there. This is of course the underside, which is visible more in this filament than in colored ones. No problem there. It's just, and here inside you see the whole structure. I go with the topper layers and so on, also with using the structure of the print. I like that more than seeing all these crosses or things like that. And here you see the bottom is really good. As you can see, I printed it like this on the bed, of course. And it's pretty strong. This is Patty, and now I have got a half enclosure. So the first was just open, and later, so this was still an open printer, just some plastic bags, and now I put a partly enclosure, so there's just some foam extra to it. So it is even better, I think. Of course I still have to really tune in the filament. And here you see the little bit, and here, this is of course the result of using a lot of infill and support. This is mostly support, of course. Yeah, so I didn't break them all off yet, not really clean, but also this is, it shows the quality of the printer, I think. You got some ringing effect here, so really should tune it a bit better, I think, because here you see some structure coming in. No biggie, but it's there. You see it on both sides. These are not in the original print. And this is of course the underside, and this is then the upper side outside of the case, because here you have this part that need to fit in. And here you see this is pretty good quality, although I had to put some supports underneath, so it's not totally free. I had some overhangs here, of course, quite a big ones to print it, but there's no problem. It looks okay, and this is fitting perfectly in place, so the sizes do match up. And yeah, so for the quality of the prints, I'm okay with it. The software I don't really like that much. Also because it's running on Windows, and that's of course when Windows needs some times of updates or things like that, then it just stops working, and then you have to wait until it's finished and then you have to start again. I'm more like a Linux man. That's just when I want to do things, then it will work, and otherwise it will just wait on me and maybe tell me that it's time to do some updates or check. But much stable, more stable as well. So I hope to find out somehow to use it better on Linux. Maybe I will just go and do most things directly in Fusion, slice in Fusion, and just put the IFS code in the G-code files. And I'm thinking about, that's why I printed it, to use my old Pi0W again, to make it like a USB stick with Wi-Fi enabled, so I can just upload it to the USB stick, so this printer can be just uploaded all the files and then just press on the screen and print directly from the USB stick when it's ready, uploading from my computer. So it can actually send files also during printing, because it's not possible at this time with the Orca slicer that's there. You have to wait until a print is finished and the printer is idle, and that's not what I like to do. When I have something ready, preferred, I just press upload to my system, and then they're ready. Next time when the printer is finished, I just cool it down or change the bed, put the other bed in, and press load and print on the printer. That's what I like most to do, instead of having to wait and idle and then finally start uploading it to the printer and then do the print. And meanwhile I was doing something totally different already, so that is not, that's annoying a little bit. But that's of course also because I got some more 3D printers than just one running at the same time most of the times, working on the same projects actually. So when one part is finished, I just go on, slice it, send it, and be ready. Oh yeah, I got these also. These are for on top of the bottles to be able to easier to open and close them, and they are just how you imagine them to be. They're really good for the view. You see, for a rounded edge place like that. This is a bottom place, of course, textured, and here you got the size. I mean, for something that has to be round, 3D printing, no problem with that. It looks very good. And also here, of course, you got these rails that I made in it to grab on the top of the bottles. So yeah, it's good. It's on size and it works okay. So hardware is really no issue for me at the moment. It really looks good. Quality is okay. Yes, so I like that printer for that, but I don't really like the software that comes with it, and trying to get this network enabled, and they want to use the internet, which I don't normally have on active. So that is something that I hope they will solve somehow and make less of a problem with without internet, and make easier to use it with just a network connection. But until that time I will have look for a workaround to do it myself somehow without using this whole thing with internet and all this connectivity. And they probably think you would just use a printer for downloading prints from somebody else, but I like to make my own models and my own things, or maybe inspired by somebody else, but then just model and print it instead of just downloading things that somebody else has thought about and is sharing. I've shared a lot of my files already, of course, but when they are helpful for somebody else, I already share them. You can see it on my Patreon. There are some files there to download if you're interested. So have a look there if you want more, and I will probably share more of this printer anyway in the time coming.